What's up, everyone? It is Paul here from the Hoops Crew to talk you through our weekly nomination for Nuff of the Week. And this week, I don't think you could really offer any other good, viable suggestions. And of course, we could talk about Tom Papley and what he had to say about the game. There's a range of different scenarios that played out over the course of this weekend involving boundary umpires that we could also throw up as a nomination. But honestly, there's no one who is a bigger clown this weekend than this bloke. And I'm not talking about Keys. Some meathead thought it would be a good idea whilst live streaming to run out onto the ground, interfering with the play. And this is very different to different streaker sort of things. All of them are stupid acts and all of them deserve a fine. But this one is right up there, like at the absolute top end of kind of dumb, due to the fact that he ran out into the middle of play, which is dangerous for players. It is dangerous for this guy who's clearly, as we look at him, not of a build that's suitable for running out on the ground and being hammered by an AFL player, which is exactly what happened. So sucked in, you piece of work. He ran out on the ground. He got his few 15 seconds of fame. He was grabbed by Matt Crouch, handed over to an SRS security member who failed to hold on to him. And he took off again, only to get thrown to the ground by Keys and jumped on by the security finally at last. It was interesting to see the players actually get involved, because I'm sure prior instructions have probably dictated that they should not be actually looking to make contact with a player. I think about things like Andrew Simons, hip and shouldering people and those sort of things. And I'm sure like those sorts of scenarios have probably led to not like slap on the wrist style things, but disciplinary conversations about, okay, well, if in the event that we have, or educational opportunities even, where if we have a member of the public or anyone else for that matter, run onto the ground that shouldn't be there, do not engage. Now, I don't know what the instructions were for the Crows, and honestly, it made for great viewing to see Keys toss this bloke to the ground, and he deserved it, and then get piled on. But we just can't have stuff like this happening. It is dangerous for all involved. We don't know if the person running out on the ground is actually a threat. And if they're not, well, we don't know if that person gets bowled over, actually in the heat of the moment, player bursts out of and the ball was contested in that moment. If someone got hands out and then tore into this bloke, he could have been in hospital with broken bones or anything like that, because he's just been absolutely poleaxed. And he'd have no one to blame but himself, and he's going to cop the thousands of dollars fine as a result. I believe it might be $3,000 or $5,000 fine for trespassing on the ground. Again, sucked in, you deserve it. Moving away from the incident itself to, I guess, some of the player involvement around the whole thing. Of course, want to shout out again Crouch and Keys for their involvement as Crows players getting involved there. But we cannot go any further without talking about our mate, as a Cats fan, Jeremy Cameron, for his wonderful holding the ball call as this guy gets absolutely dumped into the ground finally, and security jumps atop him. Jeremy Cameron is calling holding the ball in ways that only Jeremy Cameron can. The guy is entertaining to all, and he proved it again in this moment. It was awesome. So congrats, Jeremy, for perhaps coming real close to stealing the limelight from this particular Nuff of the Week this week. And I could almost call you the Nuff for it just because of the stupidity and fun you were having. But no, the streaker himself takes the cake. Please, if you are watching, if you are thinking about doing this thing, don't. Again, incredibly dangerous for yourself, incredibly dangerous for players. I know that the AFL is considering a life ban for this guy. I believe there's initially a 3-year ban, but I believe that's being considered. What bubbles up through the media is to be believed they're considering a life ban for this guy, and I'm fine with it. Don't interrupt the play. And you can see it in the live footage that was posted by this guy. I don't know if it's been ripped down now, but you can hear members of the crowd shouting at him, calling him an idiot, and telling him to get back on the field. And that's like, people don't want this, and you're not cool. Like it's as clean and simple as that. You are not cool, no matter how cool you think you are. You're a clown. I won't use any expletives. I'll keep things clean, but you're a clown, and we don't want you. And you don't belong at football if that's how you're going to behave. Get out of here. Don't waste our time. The final thing I want to address, and I touched on the security before, is, look, what the guy did highlight was how laughable the security at the ground, and probably by extension nationwide, is. This guy has jumped over the fence, grabbed the hat of the security guard to take the P155 in the process, run around, been grabbed by a player, passed over the security member, where he then broke free and kept going. Like, how bad are you? And Jack Johnston here was the tweet responsible for a tweet that bubbled up in my feed, and he nails it on the head. If I was the manager, if I owned SRS Security, you probably need to be reaching out to Ben Keys and offering a big thank you, because he's saved them from looking incredibly stupid. And I'd argue they still do anyway. Like the guy got away with it. He managed to tear around the ground for a little bit more because their one dopey, maybe a little bit overweight security member couldn't do his job properly. Maybe he shouldn't be employed. This guy probably needs to be sending Ben Keys a thank you. He's done better than 10 of their security members. So, yeah, I guess that's another pillar to the whole thing as well. Let us know in the comments what you think about Nuff of the Week this week. Was it the streaker? Was it anyone else? Again, Tom Papley's bubbled up. The umpires with their out of bounds rulings this weekend. Better go to Specsavers there, guys. Let us know in the comments who you think, or what collection of people you think deserve Nuff of the Week this week. Did I have it on the money? Should it have been someone else? Check out all of the awesome content here at the Hoops Crew, from behind the play to a full Nuff mode, to the chaps chatting cats, our match reviews, the live chats after the game. There's a whole bunch of awesome Geelong-centric stuff and competition broad stuff that you can only find on this YouTube channel. So go subscribe and go and check out all the awesome content. Subscribe to the Patreon, where you can get early access to a whole bunch of things as well. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure as always. Thank you very much for watching. That has been Nuff of the Week for round 2. Again, let me know who you think it should be. Give me a pat on the back if you think I've nailed it. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time. Remain Geelong strong, guys.